joining us. Thursday edition of the Morning Answer. I'm Jennifer Horn.
And I'm Grant Stinchfield.
And sadly, as predicted by our buddy Rabbi Michael Barclay, who is with us today, there was the conflict continues. The war continues in Israel. And, it was what Israel needed to do. We're going to talk to him about that. But I am very happy to announce another incredible guest at our Unite IE Conservative Summit. It is May 3rd at the Doubletree Hotel in Ontario. And you know the headliners, Larry Elder, Riley Gaines. Well, now we have added Rabbi Michael Barclay, who you can follow, RabbiMichaelBarclay.com. And Rabbi, we cannot wait to have you at Unite IE. I can't wait for you to meet all of our incredible listeners and friends. It's going to be a great fit. I'm excited to have you there.
I'm really, really grateful to be it. I mean, it's going to be so much fun, and I love Larry, and I love Katie Gorka, and I'm looking forward to meeting other people.
And we're going to make you love us too. No.
I already love you, so.
All right, so tickets available, am590.info, am870.info. They start at just $55. It's a whole day. We're taking into account the economy, so come on out, am590.info, am870.info. Now, Rabbi, you were on the show with us just a couple of weeks ago. You said, you know what, this fighting is going to start up again. Hamas is not playing fair. They never have. They're a terrorist organization. What are your thoughts about Israel not only upping airstrikes, but also bringing in their ground troops once again?
Look, we talked about it last time I was on your show, and Grant had the same prediction, which is that Gaza is filled with terrorists who are really bad people. I mean, they're not just terrorists. They're really, really horrible human beings on every level. And they weren't going to keep their word. They'd been stalling this out so Hamas could get rearm and get concrete for tunnels and things like that. The Houthis have started attacking. Thank God for President Donald Trump.
Yep.
Because he is backing Israel. And so Israel is going in, and they will do what they have to do with Trump's backing in terms of the Houthis. My belief is that we're going to see very shortly and something going on in Iran. Brian Hughes announced yesterday that the letter that Trump sent to the Ayatollah said you have 2 months to disarm everything nuclear. I suspect we're going to be in Iran a lot sooner than that. The challenges in Israel is that there is a deep state in Israel. Now, Grant, Jennifer, do you guys know about that whole concept about what's going on in Israel politically?
Tell people, because a lot of folks are saying that Netanyahu is doing this because he's trying to save his own political career and his future, but there's a lot of forces working against him.
So I'll give you a great example. In July of 2023, I was in Israel with my family, and they were having demonstrations then against Netanyahu. And I went to school at UC Berkeley. I know what a demonstration, an organic demonstration is. It was a long time ago, but I know what that is. And these demonstrations would start exactly at 10 p.m., end exactly at 10:30 p.m., have a $10,000 microphone system, and everyone would be fed. These were not organic. Mm-hmm. They were planned. And there has been a power pushing against, a deep state pushing against Netanyahu since Obama became president, because Obama hates and hated Netanyahu. He would have personal meetings with Lapid, as did Biden, another foreign minister, the head of the opposition party. And there is a deep state pushing against Netanyahu, and always has been, because he would not kowtow to Obama and Biden. That's going on in Israel, and that's what's being funded by George Soros and people like that. So that's going on domestically, and that's what we're seeing.
Rabbi, do those people not want Israel to be fighting back and taking the fight to Hamas?
They do not, because this is for a number of reasons. Number one, they want to sing Kumbaya. They're far leftists, just like the people who made that Oscar-winning documentary. And they want to just buy into the myth of Palestine, which, as you know, doesn't exist. There's no historical Palestine. Right. It's being led by people who want to be in power, like Lapid and Gantz. And that's coming with funding from the United States, as we also found a lot of U.S. aid money was going there. So Bibi's in this really tough position. The majority of people want to get this done. We hear about, well, there's 59 hostages. Yes, there are. And every hostage and every human being that's been killed, it's horrible. Mm-hmm. It's really, really horrible, including any Hamas soldier who's been killed, any civilian. But we need to remember that 876 Israeli soldiers have also been killed in this war so far, because they've had to fight with their hands tied behind their back, and the gloves are coming off. It's very clear. both from Trump and from Bibi. I think we're going to see a lot of damage. The Houthis are going to, they keep attacking. They've attacked the USS Harry S. Truman. They will be attacked even more by the U.S. than they are. I think there were 5 strikes last night. Israel had 20 strikes in Gaza last night. So I think it's going to get even uglier, but it will be solved this way. I think that my belief is that very quickly we will see the Houthis, Hezbollah, Hamas, and Iran in a different place. And I think that's going to happen within the next month, 2 months.
We're now seeing that it's been proven that Iran and members of the the Revolutionary Guard in Iran had leaders there that are literally calling the shots for the Houthis. The intelligence community in the United States has made this connection. So we now know that. I'm angered with the mainstream media that blames Israel for somehow breaking a ceasefire when the deal was return the hostages, and they don't. It's not a ceasefire that's been broken. It's the deal has been broken, and now we return back to taking the fight to them. I think that what we talked about before, that this fight is now ramping up, that the preservation of the hostages' life is now going to take a second position to taking out Hamas. I think we're seeing now that if casualties are hostages in this fight against Hamas, we may be at that point now. Do you agree?
I absolutely agree. I think that certainly in Israel, as well as in a lot of the rest of certainly America, in the conservative world at least, people are starting to realize that all that we've been going through, over 800 soldiers were killed trying to get these hostages. And what really needs to happen, as horrible as it is Hamas is a modern-day Amalek, the character in the Bible that we're commanded to destroy. They truly, to attack what they did on October 7th is evil. People put it out of their consciousness. They put it out of their memory. But the reality is, in our lifetimes, there's never been anything as evil as October 7th and what they did. And the majority of Israel is behind Bibi. There's this well-financed opposition, as well as the families of the hostages. I mean, God forbid, if it was your child, you would do anything to try and get that child back.
No, you can't blame them. They want to fight for their family. And I get it. I don't understand the opposition to this, though, Rabbi, because if you look at the real definition of terrorists, they not only want to take away the Jews, but they want to take away Western culture. They want to attack every single one of us living in this country. That's next on their list. I don't understand how they can side. I mean, as hateful as you want to be against anybody, how you can side with someone who literally wants to kill you. They're funding their own demise.
I think, Jennifer, that we need to recognize something. I was discussing this with a friend a week or two ago. The last generation of Americans that dealt with evil was World War II.
Yeah.
That's the last time we were in a fight against evil.
And people forget.
And people forget that evil exists. So if you're not a person of faith, if you're not involved in your religious belief, then you just want to say, well, evil doesn't really exist. They just want peace and prosperity like we do. Read the Covenant of 1988, the Charter of Hamas, where it's very, very clear that they say point blank, they want to destroy all of us, not just Jews, but Christians and non-practicing Muslims. They call them all infidels. They say point blank that their goal is to destroy Western civilization as we know it. They say and it's all in the covenant. You can look that up online. It's right there. Look in the preamble, Article 7, Article 11 of it. They're very honest about it.
Yeah.
They want us all dead. And by the way, that includes the people that we consider moderate Muslims, because those are not true Muslims according to them.
Well, I would urge that the rest of the world understand that Israel is fighting this war for the rest of us, really across the globe. This is a battle for us and for people who love freedom and the quest to eradicate Islamic Jihad, which is what Hamas is. Rabbi, it's always great to talk to you. Really, it's a fascinating conversation. I know you'll be at our Unite IE conference, which is going to be fabulous. And we just thank you for coming on today.
Oh, no, thank you guys for everything you do. Thank you for having me on when you do it. And I'm always here for anything you need. But thank you for all the good you're doing in the world and educating people and helping people understand that what goes on in mainstream media is not always accurate, and you guys are really bringing some truth out to people. It's really appreciated.
Well, we appreciate you being a force as well for the truth and for good. Rabbi Michael Barclay just added to the Unite IE Conservative Summit, am870.info, am590.info for tickets. It's going to be really interesting, guys. We are trying to hit on all of the issues that are happening right now for you. And of course, you can give him a follow. RabbiMichaelBarclay.com is his website. You can sign up. He's got a newsletter. It's fabulous. Rabbi, thanks so much for being with us. Have a great week. We're almost at the weekend. A great weekend.
Almost. You too. God bless and thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Rabbi.